Okay, so today we're focusing in on 21st century skills, and a lot of the ideas around this is from our assigned reading from Ken Kay, 21st Century Skills, Why They Matter, What They Are, and How We Get There, who was one of a former president of the Partnership for 21st Century Skills. And then also the second source would be from Route 21, which is a site focused on 21st century skills and related information, which is also created by the Partnership for 21st Century Skills. If you consider the model that they're using to take a look at 21st century skills, you'll see that there's several parts: core subjects, 21st century themes, learning and innovation skills, information, media and technology skills, life and career skills, and I'll be focusing on 21st century education support systems. So this is the diagram that we'll be using to sort of understand the overarching framework and breaking it into those several pieces. So I'm taking a look at the 21st century education support systems, and in this framework and model of looking at 21st century skills, it breaks the 21st century education support systems into several parts as well. There's the standards and assessments, curriculum and instruction. There is the professional development, which seems to be a big part here, and then also the learning environment. If you'd like to click over to the Route 21 website, you have a chance to take a look and focus in on click at the top about the 21st century support systems. You have an opportunity to read a lot of the material that's covered on this site about the support systems. I'm just going to highlight a few that I felt really jumped out at me, especially just starting in the area of 21st century standards and the assessments. They talk about building understanding across and among core subjects, which were identified earlier, as well as 21st century interdisciplinary themes as well. So it's a lot of cross-curricular focus here. They also want to talk a little bit about emphasizing deep understanding rather than shallow knowledge. And both of these points, I think, they sound very valid. They sound really good. I think one of the questions that I have initially is, so how would we go about doing this? Because it sounds like we are looking to do more and put more into the curriculum. Not only are we looking to cover the core subjects, but we're also looking to work on the interdisciplinary themes as well. And is this going to require more time? How is this going to be integrated in a way that will be effective and efficient enough to be able to do it within the given timelines that we have? One of the other points that I really appreciated is that both in the standards, it talks about allowing for multiple measures of mastery, and when we take a look at the assessment, they also take a look at a balanced portfolio of measures to assess the educational system's effectiveness. Right, so we're taking a look both at when we're taking a look at the standards and methods of assessment, we're taking a look at a wide range and variety of ways to assess to make sure that things are happening properly. Right, so. Now, when it comes to 21st century curriculum and instruction, again, these themes of what we might call cross-curricular or interdisciplinary themes comes out again, right? That we're looking at the core subjects, but we're also looking at teaching the 21st century interdisciplinary themes across those core subjects, right? And you'll see there's also this focus comes out again in several of these points, and talking about encouraging the integration of community resources even beyond school walls. So I think that this is one point that I think is really key, that we're looking to reach out beyond the formal institution and connect some of the learning that happens outside through community resources as well. In the section for 21st century professional development, and this seems to be just both in the Ken Kay readings that we did as well as here, it seems to put a little bit more emphasis on the professional development here. And two things that really jumped out at me that I really appreciated was this is where the first time we really start to see them talk about what do we need to replace or de-emphasize in what we're traditionally doing in order to be able to to have the capacity to be able to tackle some of the new things that we need to focus on. And the second thing is that they don't actually talk directly about professional development with technology, so to speak. Right? There are mentions of it in areas. They talk about blended learning, and it talks about 21st century skills and tools, but not technology specifically, which I think is a good thing, because technology really is simply just a tool here, right? As well, in this area, they focus a lot on helping teachers to gain the skills to meet needs of diverse students, right? Diverse student populations, whether it's particular learning styles, intelligences, strengths, and weaknesses, and also just to reach the diverse students and create environments that support differentiated teaching and learning. So I think that this is definitely something that our education, my experience, we've started to focus on, and I think is a positive thing for sure. Now, when moving on to the 21st century learning environment, I think what you can read through these many points is that there's a huge focus on collaboration, connecting with others, and sort of a very team-focused approach to this. When they're talking about supporting professional learning communities that enable educators to collaborate, right? It's just it's an opportunity for educators to share their best practices and to integrate 21st century skills right into their classroom and learn from each other. Also, there's a focus on real-world experience, right? When you take a look at, enabling students to learn in relevant ways that will apply directly to their real-world 21st century context. And when we're taking a look at the 21st century skills, and for me specifically focused on the support systems, there are a few questions that I'm left thinking about. One of them, there still seems to be an overarching focus on the core subjects, and that seems to me that it's almost like this is the traditional way that we've taken a look at curriculum, and now we have this layer that we want to lay on top. Is that really what we're looking at here with 21st century skills? Is it a layer on top of the traditional curriculum that we already have? Are there, if we step back completely, start from scratch, are there other ways that we could organize learning and structure learning that could be very meaningful as well? I don't know, I figure it might be an interesting thought experiment. Another question that I'm thinking about when just going through this area is that with the support systems especially, it still seems to be very focused around the formal education system. It does talk about stretching beyond the walls of the educational walls and into the community and connecting with real world experiences, but with a lot of the learning shifting to informal methods and ways. I wonder if the formal education system needs to recognize this even further, and maybe recognize that eventually we might not be the center of education, and what does that look like, and what are those possibilities? Overall, I do think that the points made here are quite vague. That especially on the Route 21 site, that there are a lot of general ideas that we've thought about, cross-curricular ideas, interdisciplinary ideas, access to connection with real world. These are all good points. But I would be definitely interested to see what are some of the thoughts to, when dealing with specific implementation. How would this actually look? How would this actually take shape in an education system? Thanks for going through my piece here. Sorry that I wasn't able to be in class. Hopefully it was helpful still. If you do have any thoughts about these questions or ideas that I have, please feel free to leave me a note. Be happy to respond to you.